Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be testing out a new eyeshadow palette that I have recently bought. So I'm going to be testing out the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. So I got this yesterday at Selfridges in the Boxing Day sales. So I'm so excited to try this out because the colours are insane. So I'm just going to unpack this and just show you. So these are what the colours look like. So it's going to be a very funky, colourful eyeshadow look today, and I'm very excited to do this for you guys. So if you want to see what I think of this palette and what eye look I go for, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I've done my eyebrows and I look really crazy with just my eyebrows on. So I'm going to prime my eyelids with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. So I've used this to carve out my eyebrows and I have a bit left on the back of my hand. So I'm just going to put this on my eyelid as a primer. I'm going to set that down with the shade Estate, which is this shade right here. And I'm just going to blend that into my crease. Now I'm not too sure on the fallout of this, which is why I'm doing it before my foundation. Like so. So simple, and it's just blended that up to my crease, and that's my transition colour before I go in with anything else. I'm now going to go in with the shade Coastline, which is this orangey colour here, and I'm just going to press that into my crease as well. I like it really blown out. Now so far these have blended so like creamy and there's no fallout whatsoever on my face, which is really good. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the shade Monte Carlo, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to blend that into my crease as well. So see how well that's blended already? Absolutely love that. Obviously it's not like intense yet because these are just like the pastel and like sort of muted colours, and there are some more intense colours in here. You just want to start by building up the colour on your eyes before going in with anything too intense. And I just use like the edge of my brush to just blend out that edge along there. And these are definitely creamy, and there's a little bit of kickback with the Estate, but the rest of them I've dipped in and there's no kickback on them, which I absolutely love, which means the palette won't go sort of dusty really quickly, so it makes it a bit nicer. So now I'm going to go in with a really intense colour, and I'm going to go in with Bahamas and pack that onto my eyelid and all out. How intense is that? And because I've already got all those shades already into my crease, the blending is just so seamless and easy. That is crazy. That is so intense. And then I'm just going to get a clean brush and just blend out those top edges just to make sure nothing is looking too patchy. Just going to take a bit of that Estate colour and just blend around. So I absolutely love how this looks. So I'm now going to go in with this shade Canes, which is this purple shade right here. And this is just going to go in the outer corner of my eye. Okay, this purple shade is a bit harder to blend. Let me just come in closer. Okay, so that purple shade is definitely the hardest one in the whole palette to blend. But it's the hardest one to actually make in a palette because of the pigmentation that has to go into it. So I'm not surprised that that's quite difficult to blend. The pink is kind of coming off, so I'm going to use my finger and see if I can just sort of press some more pigmentation onto the middle of my eye. Oh wow, that's intense. So now I'm just going to do the other eye and then I'll be back to just see what happens. Okay, so that is the first part of my eyes done. I actually like how it blended. The purple was a bit patchy to begin with and was quite difficult to blend in, but over time, like just sort of working it in and working some colour into it, it blended nicely. Saying that, it is difficult because you don't spend a lot of time blending, you just kind of want something that you can just stick on, but if you're willing to spend that time blending, it does give you an amazing finish, and I do like how it has turned out. So I'm going to go off camera now and just do my skin and clean up my eyes, and then I'll be back to finish off the eye look. Okay, so I'm back. I finished off my face and now I'm back to finish off my eyes, which look absolutely crazy at the minute because I have literally got the top bit on. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade Cabana, which is this yellow shade down here, just to give it a bit of contrast and just make it look a bit wacky. So I'm actually going to use the brush from the palette. And I'm just going to run that along my lower lash line and blend it into the purple. I'm also going to go in with the shade Inheritance, which is this glittery gold shade. I'm then also going to go in with the shade Canes, which is the purple shade, and just put that on my outer bit of my lower lash line. I love how these eyes have turned out. I could not ask for better. So now I'm going to go back off camera and just put some mascara on, and then I'll be back to finish off my video. Okay, so for my first sort of try at the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette, I actually really like this palette. I've never tried any of Anastasia Beverly Hills before, so to try this palette out and to get it on a discount as well, because I know their palettes are quite expensive, was such a bonus. I love how the eyes have turned out. They're so blown out and so colourful. Couldn't ask for better. I am actually going to try this palette through the week. I'm going home this week, so I will come back and finish off this video. But so far, so good. So yeah, I'm going to try it out and give you a longer review, because just sitting down in my room and trying it out for the first time today, it might work. But then once I've had it open and used it a bit more, it might start to show up some things that I don't like. So I'm going to do that for you guys and then come back and check in with you and finish off this video. So for now, absolutely love this palette and I'm going to see how it goes. So I'll see you in a minute, but for me it's going to be about a week. Hi guys, so I'm back. It is now about a week and a bit later. I've got back from home from going down south, and also I've gone back to work for the first time in like 12 days. I'm sorry I didn't vlog anything. I was really wanting to, but it was just nice to spend time with my family, who I haven't seen in quite a while. My brother I hadn't seen in about 3 months. So it's just nice to go home and just see everyone. So I have been testing out this palette quite a bit, and I have actually got it on today and I wore it to work just to see how it dealt with like really long time wear. I did this makeup at 5:30 this morning. It is now 8:20 and I think it's still going strong. So I'm just going to talk through how I feel about the palette and what I like and what I don't like, and then we can have a look at the eyes. and then we can just make a final conclusion on what I think of this palette. So if you want to see my final thoughts on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette, then just keep on watching. Okay, so this is the Riviera palette here. As you can tell, I have actually been like destroying this palette and putting it through its paces. So I love how these blend in and they look so seamless. The one thing I didn't like was Cannes, I think it is, this purple shade here. This shade was one of the hardest I've ever tried to blend into something. It turned really patchy and I wasn't 100% happy with it. The rest of the ones that I've tried haven't done that. I haven't had any problems with blending them. I haven't had any problems with the way that they give out pigment. But the purple shade just kind of disappointed me since it is in this palette, and I thought it would be like a stronger colour, a bit like the pink. The pink blends beautifully and it blends into the transition colours we have here. And then we have the shimmers. Now the shimmers, or the ones that I have used, have been quite crumbly. As you can tell here, this shade, Palmero, this shade has got quite a bit of kickback. Now I used my finger and it's quite dusty. It's a bit like glitter. It's more of like a pressed pigment than an eyeshadow, which I don't mind because it gives off so much colour. But I would suggest, if you're using these, to do your eyes before doing anything else on your face, just because the fallout is quite a bit. Not any more than any other palette I've tried, but there is quite a bit of fallout with these pressed pigments at the top. The transition shades blend really nicely, and I usually blend them over a wet concealer. So I didn't used to do that. I used to like set my lid and then blend, and I was finding like bits of my powder were clinging to little bits of my concealer. When I use these, nothing clings anywhere and they just blend like butter over my eyelids, and I couldn't ask for anything better than that. They hold on to the pigment for a really long time. They set my concealer into place so that I don't have any of those problems with creasing. So these are the eyes that I have actually been loving for the past like week or so. As you can tell, I haven't used the purple again, but I have used Estate, which is this shade down here. I've used Coastline, I've used Bahamas, and then I've used a bit of Palmero on the lid, which just gives a bit of sheen. And I really like how blown out it looks. I thought when I bought this that I was going to spend hours blending, just because I've never tried an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette before. As I said, I got up at 5:30 this morning. I did my eyes first and I was done by 5:45 with my eyes, which is just amazing for me because sometimes I sit there for hours and I would just sit there and blend. And sometimes you do want, like, it's nice to blend because then you get that like amazing colour. But sometimes you want something that's instant colour that you don't have to worry about the blend on. Yeah, so sometimes you want that instant blend that doesn't take all the time in the world. And if you're wanting to go on a night out, like the pinks in here, to get like an intense pink eye, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but I absolutely love it. I've always loved a pink eyeshadow. This is like the best I've seen in quite a while. I will have to go back through my other palettes because I feel like I've forgotten half of what like is in there, but I love this. As you would have seen in my last video, this was actually one of my 2019 favourites, if you can class it as a 2019 favourite because of how late I bought it and the fact this video is going up in 2020. But it's something that I'm going to take forward and definitely be using a lot more in 2020. Okay guys, so that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this sort of like two-part kind of video where I do a like initial review and then do like a week later where I've actually been using it in my day-to-day life and not just in front of my camera. So if you do want to see more of those videos, give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below any products you want to see me test out and do reviews on. I love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my uploads. I try and upload Wednesday, Friday and Sunday at 7 p.m. so stay tuned, and don't forget to follow me on social media so you get notified when I upload. Also ring the bell for the same reason, because why wouldn't you? I'd love to have you join my YouTube channel. I am trying to develop sort of a different niche, but we're getting there. I love doing makeup reviews, and I love just doing reviews in general, and I love just like lifestyle and everything. So I hope you guys will join me here Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.